Okay, so we're now going to start another drawing. So I'm going to click a new tab there. I can close that one if you want. It's all saved, so it's all good. And this drawing is going to be our assembly. Okay, so same routine as before. I'm sorry to keep boring you with the same thing, but it does take a bit of getting used to. So John Wilson assembled candle shade. There we go. Okay, and make sure we're going into our right folder, click save, and a little thumbnail is going to appear in our data panel here. And so we can make sure that we're saving as we're going. We're not going to lose everything. Close my data panel, get plenty of space. Oh, sorry, no, beg your pardon. I'm going to leave my data panel open for this one, and you'll see why in a second. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my, so we've got a blank thumbnail here because there's nothing on our drawing yet and we haven't saved anything. The other thing with this, in fact, you won't be able to carry out the next operation unless you have already saved it. So make sure you saved it as assembled version. And then I'm going to right click on this one and you'll see that it's got an option to insert into the current drawing, current design. So I'm inserting our side piece, which we've already done, into the new one here. Okay, and it's going to pop up and appear there. So as soon as you put it in there, you'll see it's sort of highlighted blue. It's telling you what the drawing name is. I'm just going to click OK on that. All right. Then I'm going to do the same for this one. And when I insert this, there you go. Same thing again. I'm going to click OK. Now, at the moment, they're not in sort of position. They're not in their relative positions. The piece of plywood, a piece of MDF, sorry, is supposed to be in the slot. So how do we do that? Well, the way we do that is by selecting pieces that we want to touch. There's various ways that we can sort of work with this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the top edge there. You'll see that's sort of gone blue. And then if I just tilt this slightly so that I can see the inside of that, think about it logically. Which edge is that supposed to be touching? Well, the answer is if I flip this way and press escape, remember you'll need to hold your shift key so that you don't just deselect the first edge. So now I've got two selected, two edges are selected, that one and that one, okay? And then I'm going to press J for join, and the first one I selected is going to slide into place in the second one, okay? So if I then have a look and see what I've got, there you go, my MDF base is sitting inside my slot, okay? So next thing I need to do, if it doesn't work for whatever reason, use your undo button. Yeah, go back as far as you need and just do it again. It's the classic case of if at first you don't succeed, try again. But it is selecting the two edges that should be connected and then pressing J to join them. Okay, so at that point it's relatively straightforward to insert the second one. However, what you need to be careful of is this. When you insert the second one, it goes into exactly the same place. It's literally sitting on top of the first one you did. And you'll notice it's shaded blue. At this point, come onto one of these arrows and move it away, all right, because it's not supposed to be sitting directly on top. And using one of these, you can rotate that in a range of different directions. But look carefully, which direction do you want to rotate it in? Well, obviously, I want to rotate that way by 180 degrees. And it's telling me how many degrees I'm rotating it by. And there you go, 180. Then press your enter or return, okay? And then at that point, the process should be relatively straightforward. I'm going to do it with my two other sides as well. So let's insert that into the current design. And again, same thing, it's going to come out in, if you like, not where I really want it. So I'm going to rotate that one by 90 degrees that way. And I'm going to move it back this way. and press OK. And then I'm going to do it a fourth and final time. Again, it goes straight in on top of my previous one, not where I want it. I want to rotate it by 90 degrees that way. Just be careful, 95 degrees obviously would throw everything out, so be careful about what you're doing there. And there you go, and then you're just going to use that J command. Now you can select an edge like this, you can actually just select a point if you want. The important thing to understand is that the first one you select will move to the second one that you select. So let's just zoom in so we can see clearly what's happening. I'm selecting that edge. The first one is going to move to the second one. Press J. And you'll see it does a little wiggle. Press Enter or OK. And there you go. And then obviously repeat that process. So the first one, press and hold Shift, will move to the second one when you press J. Click OK. And it's exactly the same, of course, for the final one. The first one you select, press and hold Shift, will move to the second one when you press J. At that point, you can click OK, and you can click Save. And as soon as you click Save and OK, it's going to appear there. So now you've got an MDF piece, you've got a side piece, you've got a base. And the only thing that we still have to do is to make that actually look like bamboo. Okay.